It's gonna be very, very fun. That
Oh,
I can tell you. Who dares? How dare it?
let me try it. Let me again. Hey, there I am.
Okay, let me. Oh, there I see. I see ya. Don't.
I didn't know if I should have done face cam, but I
There
have it
you
on and
are.
I'm ready. So hey,
Hey, how are you? It's been a bit.
I'm, yeah, it's been a while. I'm pretty good. Let me turn you up real quick.
I'm grown up now. Last time you talked to me, I was really young. Okay, I still had a prepubescent voice. It was
Oh god,
same room.
that probably sounds worse than it sounds.
No, wait, no.
That's
So we.
you're gonna get the wrong idea.
I mean, it's 2021 YouTube. You can't even say something that doesn't even mean anything if people.
Yeah,
say
let me
that.
make it very clear. All right.
I was a little fanboy.
No, I first met Cameron. I guess he was a fan at VidCon, and that's where we met. And then you started like doing YouTube and stuff, and I've just like supported you.
Yeah,
So,
no, that was
yeah.
that was
Make it very
incredible.
clear.
Yeah, no, cause like like when I was young, I was like in middle school back then. Yeah, that was crazy. Cause I'd always watched you. See, like I found you through Yandere. Wait, no, I found you through FNAF. I found you through FNAF.
That's the funniest part is because I've only made one episode and it got like no views.
I found you through that because I was a huge FNAF fanboy, and
Yeah.
then I saw you start playing Yandere Sim, and I found that through Markiplier. So if Markiplier didn't exist, I'd probably not know who you are, because he made FNAF big.
That is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the reason why I played it too. I was like, man, dude, this guy's really popping off here. Obviously,
Yeah.
it's Markiplier, but I thought, yeah, I was like, this is becoming a really big thing. But when I played it, I was actually pretty late on it, and I kind of figured that's why I didn't do good. But I was still a very new channel, so.
Yeah. Okay, so if you guys weren't aware, this is Bijuu Mike. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
And I've known him for 6 years. Has it been 6 or 5 years now? Gosh.
It feels, yeah, I don't know. Time is so weird now. It just goes so fast.
I met him when I was a fan of Yandere Sim. Now I'm the composer. How did that?
No, that's pretty crazy. Like I didn't even know you made music until like you told me like a year ago or something.
Yeah, I told you.
And I was like, wow.
Yeah, like a year and a half ago, I was like, yeah, I started making music, and I started working with Yandere Dev, which was kind of crazy. But yeah, you were always supportive. I talked a lot in your Discord when you had one, and you were actually like a really like nice person to like I guess model how to be like a good friend and a good YouTuber as well. So it was always cool to
thank you.
have you there.
I appreciate that.
But yeah, so wow, you were my first podcast guest, and I've taken a hiatus, but I don't plan on stopping it. I want to keep going with it.
Yeah, I've always thought like it was cool. I know you were like really young, but you wanted to like do YouTube and do all this cool creative stuff. Like I think you were making games. I think that was one of the first things you reached out to me with. It was like a Hello Neighbor fan game or something, right?
I think it was about you. Yeah, no, you played as Yandere Kun, and you were in the world of. You were just in, I called it Scrubville. So you were in Scrubville. You could go to Baldi's world. You could go to the Hello Neighbor world. The hub was pretty, I was young, but I'm still kind of proud of like what I made. I made a system, like a hub system, where you could play mini games of 3 popular games that BG Mike played. 4, actually. Tattletale was a part of that. And...
I have so much to say about it, like, Tattletale.
And I made a cool little hub world, but I didn't end up getting the time to finish it because I had so much free time back then. And then once I realized, oh, this is way too big. This is way too big, and I have no time.
Yeah, I was like, making video games is not easy, and that's coming. I've never even tried, but I already know that anything like that is insanely hard, and it's a bigger scale than usually what people expect. But I thought it was really cool. Like I was like, wow, I can't believe like someone's trying to make a fan game, you know, especially because I don't know, I don't think I was very big, but I don't ever consider myself big, but I thought I was kind of like smaller back then. But back then, yeah, those fan games and all those series were like really popular. You know, they really made my channel. So I just thought it was cool that someone your age was like doing something like that. And when I was your age, I wasn't doing anything. I was just like eating like a lot bigger. Like I looked so much different. So I just thought it was cool, and you know, like Angie supported me. So yeah, I mean, I wanted to show that support, and because now everyone has that kind of support, and you know, it really doesn't matter to me. Like I think it's so cool. Like there's freaking kids out there that are like rich these days. It's insane what people are doing.
Yeah, no. Yeah, although I do kind of feel bad for kids like Ryan's Toy Review and
oh god,
a part of me, because it's like, you know, they started that when he was an infant, like he's older now, but he's like on boxes of toys. Oh, he reviewed by Ryan's Toy Reviews. Like he's a big deal, and I don't know how much he actually wanted that. Like I wonder, did he want that for his life?
I don't know. I'm sure there's a lot of videos and research that people have probably done on this. I don't know very much about it, but I mean, I don't know. I think I could go either way, really.
It's like a child TV star, like Mary-Kate and Ashley kind of thing. Like,
yeah,
you don't know. Some kids thrive with it, some don't. Some are like, I wish I never did this. I didn't really have a choice.
Yeah, it really just depends. I think that there's probably I've heard of a lot of stories of a lot of child actors that ended up not liking it. Like I know one pretty popular one was and just because I watched iCarly.
Yes, I was gonna say Jeanette McCurdy.
Jeanette McCurdy, yeah, she's like a prime example of someone that didn't really like that kind of stuff. But on the other hand, I'm sure there's other ones that really did enjoy it, and so I don't know if that's like the case for him. I just I hope they pay him good. Yeah. Well, hopefully they set him up for life. I mean, to me, like it just really depends. Like it would suck not having a childhood, or maybe a regular childhood, which I don't know. Like I don't know if he did or not. There's really no way to say, but it really just depends on how the child feels like. Like you shouldn't force them to do something. Like if, say, Ryan is expressing now that he doesn't really like it, then maybe they should just stop doing it, or at least do something else.
But it's like because they made up $1 billion. I think they became billionaires. Their family.
Yeah, wasn't he like the biggest YouTuber for like a long time?
Well, the most paid on Forbes.
Most paid. Okay. Yeah. Now it's like Dan TDM. It was Dan TDM, right?
It was Dan TDM at one point. Your brother.
That CPM though.
I want to give a quick shout out to Nitro Nimbus. We hit our $200 milestone. Thank you so much for the $20 donation. I appreciate it.
Yeah. By the way, I want to say this is a great cause. Like I haven't even done anything like this. Like I'm bad YouTuber, but this is a good cause. So
Yeah, no, but I wouldn't make it an expectation. I think it's more of what you're passionate about. Like, I mean, it's great for you to be a part of this, for you to accept it, because, I mean, it's like, hey, it's been a while, I haven't talked to you in a bit. Hey, you want to come on my stream? But it was really cool to see both you and Raz. I still have never called Raz. I've never had a one-on-one conversation with Raz. We've only talked via DM, so that's going to be big for me, because I've watched him about as long as I've watched you, so that's gonna be weird.
Especially since like you're like FNAF, like he's huge.
Yes, and it's like I've gotten over the fangirl stuff with while like with you, I haven't with him. I same with Yandere Dev. Like I've gotten over that with him, but like when I got to talk to other YouTubers, thanks to Yandere Sim, I still haven't gotten over that. But yeah, so what you understand how hard it was to keep 1980s mode a secret as a big fan of Yandere Sim.
Oh yeah, that was actually really surprising. I didn't. Well, I think everyone kind of knew it might come out one day, but that's not. At no point did I ever think that that's what the Rivals update was, even though it's like thinking back now, it's like, oh, I should have known that. But...
Yeah. So I got asked about it. They're like, so we got another donation. Thank you for the $20, HDTQW. I appreciate it. You always come in with the support. I really appreciate it. Thank you. So I would get asked, oh, it's obviously 1980s mode. And I'm like, well, you don't know that. It could be Ayano's cousin, could be Ayano's aunt, could be Ryoba's mom, it could be Ayano's grandma, it could be an alternate timeline, completely like mission mode, or it could just be a brand new thing, or it could be in the future, it could be Ayano's son or daughter. I don't know, you know. And they would just be like, they'd either be like, oh, you're just pulling my leg, or they'll be, oh, now I don't know anymore. And I was like, yay. Because, like, that was so hard. I knew about it since January of this year.
Oh, wow.
So that was...
Yeah, this year, it's gone by so fast. But yeah, no, there was a long time without an update. But I can see why. Like, there was a lot of work put into that. I enjoyed it. I really liked it.
I was really excited to see you guys' reaction, especially... being in the position that I am now. I made almost the entire soundtrack for 1980s mode. I can't believe I'm saying that.
No, it was really good. Like, you know, it sounded just on par with you know, Yandere Simulator's music. And again, coming from someone that didn't even know you made music, I was like, wow, it's actually like pretty good. It's really catchy.
No,
really good.
The first School Day 9 I think was kind of bad. I had made very simple pop music and hip hop music as freelancing to kind of make some money as I was, you know, trying to advance and to figure out what I want to do with my life. Because like I was still in like high school when I started freelancing because I wanted to prepare for my future. So it's like, oh, what do I want to do with my life? And I always just found that as like a way, because I had a really dark period. I think I told you about that in the past, but like during that time, I had found that was a good medium to just focus everything on. Whenever like I felt a certain way, and so always a good medium to express emotion. And I mean, now I'm doing so much better than I was back then. Yeah, that's so good. This was honestly the surprise, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think I feel like it's normal, you know, especially, you know, around your age, like, especially as you're younger, you know, it's, like, we all just go through these emotions, you know?
Yeah.
And, I mean, I can't explain for everyone, but, you know, there was points where I thought, like, the world was over, you know, putting it in a sort of sarcastic way, but it really does feel that way.
Yeah, no, I remember back right before, I think it was like a couple months before I met you, your Draw My Life. That was intense, man. Just seeing like what you came from. So first of all, you like a miracle to even be alive. Born prematurely.
Yeah, I was surprised to know about that too. Sorry, go ahead.
I have to ad lib this because it's been a while. Then you and your sister, I believe, lived together. Like you guys kind of raised each other in a way, or is that correct?
Yeah. So she had to grow up really fast because our parents. Well, I won't say our parents because my dad was like never around, but my mom was always crazy. So they had a lot of arguments. So basically, my sister got kicked out, and I was left there, you know. But she was still a teenager when that happened. Like she was like 16, 17 maybe. And so she had to grow up really fast and move out and figure things out. And eventually, she took custody of me. And so that's why I've always looked at my sister as my mom, because really she raised and taught me everything, you know. Like, so yeah. I mean, my mom gave us food, but you know, it's not a lot to really say that there's not really a lot to say about my mom, and it's really sad. And you know, I've come to terms with it.
Well, in a way, it's actually like you're a really nice guy. You've got your life together. You know what you want to do. You're very successful with it. You've been doing it for years. You've got a wife. You've got a dog, which is close enough. Or 2 dogs now, right?
We got 2 dogs now. Yeah.
2 dogs now, yeah. and you've made you've I mean I was so shocked to hear your Draw My Life, because like you're like a really nice put together person. Like you found God. You talked about that in your video, and you were very it's surprising because a lot of people, it's hard for them to overcome that and make something of themselves, and you've kind of like shown that it's possible, and it's inspiring to a lot of those people. So I never really got the chance to highlight that to you, but I just think that's incredible.
Yeah, well, thank you. I mean, I don't ever try to make a big deal out of anything, because like I don't know, I'm shy and I don't like.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But yeah, no.
It's weird because I'm on YouTube and I want views, but I don't want attention. It's like a contradicting thing.
I know how
But at
that
the same
feels.
time, yeah, it's weird. But no, yeah, I mean that's what it's all about, right? Like I just want to show people that you can. Like, it really doesn't matter where you come from. You know, there's a lot of examples out there of people that just, you know, that have had worse lives than me, and they came up and like they really made something out of themselves. And so I'm just really glad that just seeing, you know, my family and just like the path that a lot of my family went down.
Right.
You know, I am a little proud, without sounding like selfish, but I'm proud to just at least not be on drugs.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's
That's
a
like
good goal. It's a good goal.
and out of
Yeah, no.
not on drugs and out of prison, and I think I'm good.
See, out of context, that just sounds like, well, I hope so, but like, yeah, no, it's a good goal. It's a good goal to have.
Yeah, you think it wouldn't be that hard, but it's some people they
When
felt the challenge.
Yeah. Oh man. But except there's no reset. Yeah, you know. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
So, I'm trying to have more relevant questions, but gosh, I can't. So, I'm gonna levy something embarrassing to me, to the audience. Okay. So, some of you who have been here a long time know about that I used to know Bijuu Mike, and that every once in a while I would appear on his channel, he'd appear on my channel, vice versa. And you'd know that I was a little censored when it came to self-promoting. I took every opportunity I had to just squeeze my name.
That's the grind.
It was so funny.
The grind.
But like at first, like when I first realized, oh yeah, this is kind of like silly. This is kind of like, it seems really bad. It seems like a clout chasing. All I care about is attention. I kind of just want to I wanted to have an audience. That's what I wanted to have an audience. Not necessarily clout, but just people that I could relate with. And that was kind of my mindset. And now I look back at it, I'm like, man, that looks like a dirty little clout chaser, like a rice gum back then. But that's not what I was trying to be.
Not nearly as bad.
But
sure.
Then, me and Always Room for Luke, I haven't talked to him in a while, but we kind of made it a comp.
He's here, isn't he?
Is he in chat? I
thought I saw him for a second.
Maybe he was on Twitter.
Yeah. No, he's here.
Oh, what's up?
Yeah.
Hi. Oh my gosh, long time no see. I didn't see him, but me and Always Room for Luke kind of made it a bit of a competition between each other of who could get in to one of your videos next. So like when those editing competitions would come around, we would just like do the dumbest thing, and like we would call each other out to it. Like I remember you saying like, "Oh, what is this? This is gross!" Like behind your green screen and Luke's channel. Yeah, no.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was funny. But now looking back at it,
one of those are super fun.
Oh yeah, no, that'd be fun. Yeah, but looking back at it, I was like, man, that's so cringy. Like that's so cringy. Looking back at it, like I'm like, why did I do that?
It never bothered me. It never once bothered me on either account, because you know, like I've talked to you guys and I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
So I like I said, I may have told you, but I did some like stupid things in the beginning of YouTube too. Like I would have like these automatic messages go out to people whenever they followed me, and that's pretty scummy, I think. But I did that. Yeah, I'd be like, thanks for checking out my channel, you know, and it's that's like, I hate those kinds of things now, but you know, we've all been there.
So, what game do you think has been your favorite out of every game that you've been playing? Like, which game do you think, if you can ever make a video on it, like you would love to make another video on it?
like on YouTube, so a game that I've played on YouTube.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Mai, for the £4 and 49 quid. I think that's what is that it? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't understand currency either.
Hey Cam and Mike, keep up the good work, both of you. Keep being a salad,
like,
Bijuu.
just out of all the games that I played.
Yeah, like what would you like die to play again on a?
Okay.
Video?
I actually have an answer for that. Yeah, Little Misfortune. I want another one. I want more of that, which I think they are gonna make more. But I really loved that game.
Awesome.
I loved. There's so many more games that I love, of course, but that's just like one that comes off the top of my head that I really like enjoyed. It helps that a lot of people watched it, but like it's like all the stars aligned and came together for that series, and I really want more. And plus, like just for the story, it was like so sad.
Awesome. But yeah, Mai says keep being a salad. That's not too.
Yeah, it's back. Yeah,
it's back. I noticed.
I don't ever want to like. I don't want to like bring attention to it anymore because it's like, oh, big whoop, he dyed his hair green again. Like,
I wanted to say something because I remember you playing 1980s mode and it was back to normal, and it's kind of fitting. It was nostalgic because when you first played Yandere Sim, you had brown hair, and then it was white at one point, and then went back to brown, and then it went green, and then and it's just kind of stayed there. Then you turn into a Minecraft grass block.
Yeah.
Which is that still your profile picture? I think so. Yeah, I put it in Photoshop.
Yeah.
You with the brown sides.
Yep.
But yeah.
I mean, I like it. That one was pretty much for like the meme of Jacksepticeye at that point. I was like, I'm just gonna go full Jacksepticeye.
Mm-hmm. I'm surprised you never went full blue. Oh no, you went back to white. I remember at one point, didn't you? And then you went to strawberry, like pink.
Yeah.
Strawberry milk.
You never know what I'm gonna do next.
We called you Bijuu milk, then Bijuu strawberry milk, and then it was back to green. I remember that. That was like in 2017 or 2018 or 19. Those were fun times.
Yeah, I honestly the only reason I excuse me, the only reason I dyed it back is I stopped it because like I didn't want to deal with my grandpa like looking at it, so he never saw it. Like green was one thing, but like pink it was gonna be harder to explain. And I was like, I don't even want to. I don't want him to, like, because I know he's gonna. What the heck?
I have a story actually. Hold on, I'm taking too much up of the screen. Hold up, let me. So when I was doing the edit your video competition, my dad walked in, and he was like, "What the hell is that pink-haired dude doing on your screen?" I'm like, "That's my friend. I'm making a edit." And he's like, "Why does he have pink hair?" And I'm like, "I don't know. He wanted it." And he's like, "That's weird." And I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah.
Kind of left, and I was
like, it's totally natural. Like they were when I was doing it, they were calling me Jeffree Star. Like, right?
Who called you that, Mel?
No, the person doing my hair. She's like, it reminds me like Jeffree Star. And then they started laughing.
And
I'm like, great.
You're like, oh, that's hilarious. That's hilarious.
I mean, it makes sense, so I can't be mad. I can't even be mad.
No, it's hilarious. Yeah. So, wow. Are you surprised that Yandere Simulator is still something that's popular on your channel to this day? Because I was looking at it yesterday with Jay, you, and it's not like the exclusively popular on your channel. Like your other videos do well, which I think that was something that was almost a thing. But then like other games came along and they became big on your channel too. And now you're just yourself. Now you're just Bijuu Mike. You're not the Yandere Sim guy. You're Bijuu Mike. You're not the Hello Neighbor or the Tattletale or the Bendy guy. You're just Bijuu Mike.
Now it's Friday Night Funkin', but I do make it a point to do other things. I don't know. I've come to accept it really just over the years. Like if it wasn't for the trends and things like that, like then I probably wouldn't have an audience. You know, and if you think back, pretty much everyone else has kind of started the same exact way. But that's always been a big struggle with YouTube. It's just getting people to stay for you and rather than the game. But I've just come to accept it. Like people move on, things this and that. But now I'm not scared anymore to post anything, like almost basically anything, And if it does bad, then I just move on with my life. And
I mean, I feel like every big YouTuber has like their phase. It's like a
yeah.
It starts off like Markiplier. He was the Amnesia guy, and then he was the FNAF guy, and then now he's just Markiplier. And then with you, it was like the awkward kid in his room, and then the Yandere Simulator, and then Hello Neighbor, Bendy, Tattletale, and then Bijuu Mike.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad you see. I'm really glad that you see it that way, though, because that's really the goal, right? That's what everyone wants.
But yeah, I think it's once you get to your second like viral series is when like it's like you kind of establish that you're here to stay. Like you're not a one-hit wonder. You have the ability to stay. Like,
yeah, I keep thinking like, oh, it's gonna be over. It's gonna be over. Like, oh, everyone's gonna stop watching. But like, really, you just gotta put the work in, and somehow I'm still here. So
yeah, no, I
think.
Thanks, Susan. How do you feel about like the state of YouTube? Do you think like there was a time where it was just like, demonetized, like, but I've noticed like as a monetized creator now, that's not much of an issue anymore. Like it used to be when I was monetized briefly, and then I lost the partner program because I'm not popular. I wasn't popular. Enough. Yeah. I'm not popular now, but yeah. Now that I'm back,
I'm not either. Don't worry.
No, but you've got like once you're in the millions, you've made it a good, like, you have a career in this. This isn't my career necessarily. It could be, but I would love. It's possible. Fun fact, actually, I'm transferring to the goal is to transfer to a Full Sail university next year to do music production, 100%. Like what I'm doing, because what I'm currently doing is like music. It's like a bunch of things. It's like music composition, but it's not like in the industry, in like soundtracks. But where I'm going next year is actually going to be that. So this might actually end up being the thing that I want, which is really exciting.
Are you currently going to college?
Can't disclose what exactly right now.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to be doxxed. I can tell you after, but yeah.
I thought you mentioned it. So I was just curious.
I will be as vague as possible. I'm doing classes.
Okay, well, no, that's cool. I mean, that's great. But I mean, I respect it. Like, if you want to transition, I don't blame you. Just do what you're passionate about. Like, that's what it's all about, right?
Yeah. Yeah. No. So, what was your favorite, I guess, phase of YouTube? Like, gaming phase as a gaming creator. For example, like, you know what I mean, though, right?
I mean, yeah. Do you mean like me personally, or just like on YouTube, like just YouTube in general?
Well, YouTube and gaming, but of course involving you. There's the FNAF phase, there's the Among Us phase. You know.
Oh, okay. I think when I look back, some of my favorite moments on just of doing YouTube was the DDLC days, like when that was like getting popular, because that's when I started branching off to memes and stuff, and I don't know, I had a lot of fun during that time. I don't know why.
Oh my god! What? You know what? It's crazy you mentioned that, because yeah, you're right though, because during that time I remember every Saturday it was something on Twitter, like a send me the funniest meme, or send me the funniest edit or art, or something to do with you, and I would participate in that all the time. It was that was really fun. Like the Scrub Daddy, the Scrub Daddy.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, gosh, that was.
Yeah,
that was
that for some reason, I don't know what it is about it. That was like super fun for me, but then, yeah, DDLC started getting really demonetized. So, and obviously it ran dry. You can't do. Yeah, no. One of my biggest DDLC videos, a few of them are demonetized, which is really hard to.
I get Sayori, but.
Yeah, but I don't even think some of them had Sayori in it, but still they pick and choose. There's really no rules sometimes.
Someone in chat asked something. Yeah. Someone in chat asked something which I'm trying to save it for the Tiltify donators, but I thought this was a valuable question. Do you have any advice for someone who has roughly started a YouTube channel?
Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry, you cut out.
Oh, well,
can
crap.
you repeat it?
Yeah. Any advice for someone who has roughly just started a YouTube channel?
You know, it's hard. It's hard to give YouTube advice because things change all the time, and even I start feeling left behind. And like, if I started a channel now, well, there's obviously the easy advice to be like, okay, we'll just make whatever you want, and then there's I think just like make entertaining content in general, which is something I still struggle with. Sometimes I hate. The thing is, when you make videos, you start hating yourself, and like because you watch yourself all the time, you're like, why are you saying this? Like you just want to slap yourself and be like, shut up. Like
No.
Anyway.
Yeah. No, I get that.
Not in a dark way, but like in a funny way, to where you're just like you start being critical of yourself and kind of being outside of yourself and looking in. But it's just like you think you know like what is going to be popular on YouTube and this and that, and then this random teenager that starts playing Minecraft is like the biggest YouTuber, like you know, like, I feel like out of nowhere, I feel like all out of nowhere, like these like people playing Minecraft just blew up and things like that. So like you just never really know, and there's no shade there at all, because like I think it's great, but I just think that things are changing on YouTube, and you just never know. Like you can chase the views and try to be popular and do this and that, but you know, I think it's just a lot of luck. But you know, back in the day when I was like coming up and I was getting really frustrated because I wasn't growing at all, I remember messaging Corey Kenshin, and he replied, because I was like, I just wanted advice because he was killing it. He's always killed it.
I know.
And he told me that just make the videos that you like to make. Like, and really, that's it. And
wait, where did you message him? Did you like know each other then?
No, I emailed him. That's one cool thing about Corey, is that I emailed him, and you know, I think he probably had like,
dude, same story. I didn't email him, but I went on YouTube messages.
Yeah,
remember
he replied.
Yeah, the old YouTube messaging system, it's long gone now. But I sent him a YouTube message, and he was verified. He thought that he would never have gotten the notification. But he still replied, and he was still super sweet. That's the only interaction. I think he's liked a couple of my tweets, but that's the only main interaction I've had. And I've watched him for a while. So, that was really, really cool to see. And I appreciate that.
I had a lot of respect because I was like a nobody, and I just thought it was really cool that he even replied to me and he gave that advice, you know. But still, I was like, no, I want more. I want specific advice. But over time, it's true. You just got to make videos. You know, try to be yourself and build an audience. You know, try to appreciate them. I mean, really, like, just make entertaining videos. Like, really, if you want views and subscribers, you just have to try to make the most entertaining videos as possible, which is like I'm still working on. But like watching things like Mr. Beast, it's just like a no-brainer, right? Just make videos that people want to watch.
With Mr. Beast, I still can't get over that. I used to be a big fan of him when he was doing like these funny, cringy worst intros videos, where he'd make fun of little kids intros.
I remember the old days of Mr. Beast too, and
good. Okay,
yeah,
I hope I'm not the only one.
But I remember him microwaving a microwave and
reading the Bible.
Reading the Bible, those were like, so that's how he just did the weirdest crap, right? And he had no money, and that's really aspiring for a lot of people, especially if you're starting out now.
He would microwave random things. He would break old laptops, I'm pretty sure. Just throw them out in the front of his in front of his house. He would like count to 1,000. He would say like Logan Paul like 200,000 times or something like that.
Yeah.
But he used to he really started doing worst intro videos, like making fun of kids on YouTube.
I think I sort of remember him doing that.
Bleach bottle flips and stuff like that. Like, he did some edgy stuff. Like, he used to be kind of an edgy YouTuber, and no one knows that. And it's so funny. Because like, oh, Mr. Beast is so wholesome. I'm like, dude, I remember a time. And that's no hate towards him. I thought it was hilarious. And that's no hate. But yeah, they used to be
I have a question for you. Like, when you see Mr. Beast now, are you still like a fan of like his content now?
For the most part? Don't watch every video, admittedly, but I watch him occasionally. I wouldn't. I'd consider myself a fan.
So like one thing I've always thought about is like, right, Mr. Beast is like, right now he's very successful and he has all these amazing videos and he's literally got videos down to a science, right? Like if you watch interviews, he talks about like very specific things like watch time metrics. You gotta hook him in the beginning. But to me, like, I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like it's kind of soulless, like a little bit.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know.
Yeah, that probably sounds worse than it is, but I just think like just getting so like analytical. Like I get it, that is gonna get the most views and the most attention, but I don't know. Like some part of me, like I kind of feel that way about my channel. I try to make things a certain way, but at the same time, just
I'll admit, I agree. It stopped feeling.
Kind of takes some of the energy out, you know.
I stopped watching him as much as I used to. I watch every once in a while when something seems interesting, but that's no hate to Mr. Beast, but
no, I like Mr. Beast a lot, but
I think he's a good guy.
It makes you miss those old days of those videos that he used to do. Yeah, that's all I'm trying to say.
I feel like some of them lost the genuineness of the original videos. Like even when he started doing the crazy stuff, there was still some genuine feeling there. And with Team C's, I see that. I still see the genuine feeling. But a part of me really disliked, and this is just on personal hot take, him going on Jimmy Kimmel. Because I'm like...
yeah, I saw that they do that.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I get it. You want to promote Team C's. But that's kind of like the YouTuber thing that you're kind of like against. Like this mainstream, people just... go free trending tab for you, Mr. Jimmy Kimmel. But no, it's you who don't have a set and you don't have hours and you make something much funnier and you're not a boomer. Oh no, you can't go on the trending page. Sorry.
I understand the talk show. I understand that argument completely. But I think now that it's kind of already like, I think that TikTok and YouTube is already past that at that point.
Oh, like, it has. I just don't like.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. Jimmy Kimmel's all those talk shows have kind of really fell off in terms of views, even though they get recommended the heck out of, and
yeah, I mean they have celebrities, right? Like you can't just get celebrities, and they always have that. And I don't think it'll ever die, but I know that you could tell they were getting a little salty about the popularity of YouTube and all that.
Of course, yeah. Jimmy Kimmel made fun of it, like directly.
Yeah,
made fun of Let's Plays, and then he got a ton of hate, and then. Markiplier came on and made fun of him. So yeah, that was good. I liked that. But another problem is they just get so much, opinionated about stuff going on, and it's like, okay, like I appreciate it.
They're very political and they do all that stuff. Yeah.
I don't care. Yeah, it's just I go to comedy to find an escape from the world, not to talk about it. So
I'm not a big fan of politics either at all. Either side, honestly. Like
keep it out of comedy. Yeah,
I agree. And it seems kind of lazy, right? To like just jump to that,
Yeah, because anybody can just say orange man or old man, and haha, like. Either way.
Yeah, I've always said this though. Like, it doesn't matter who's the president. You're gonna hate them.
Yeah, you're gonna make fun of them in some way. There's something that they're gonna do that you're not gonna like, no matter what. And there's gonna be a trait about them that's so easy to make fun of, no matter what. I could go down the list. Like, I'm sure. And I'm not going to. I don't want people to take clips out of context, so I'm not. You have to be careful. I could make a joke about I could make the funniest joke about Donald Trump and then make a small joke about Barack Obama or something the next minute and I get canceled.
Oh yeah, Obama was like a meme, right? Thanks Obama. That was like a thing.
Yeah, that was a big meme. Obama pyramid was a meme as well. It still is.
That's I think it still is.
That's still a meme. Or let me be clear, and then it just disappears. Like.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, the memes are. I think Obama had like the most memes.
He had the most, the least political, relating memes. Yeah, which I appreciated.
Yeah,
because they were
were good. Yeah,
anybody could joke about them. But yeah, no. I'm just kind of tired of partisanship and the current media. I just don't want. I kind of go to entertainment not to talk about politics. But
yeah, no, I agree. Like, it's weird. The older you get, like, I don't know, man. Things just start feeling darker in a weird way.
Yeah.
Like things like I miss being like I just want to stay like dumb and I don't want to learn about things and I just want to like have fun. That's how I think about things.
Yeah.
Like the more knowledge, it's true. The more knowledge you have, the worse it is.
Yeah.
Like stay youthful.
I was like, did the world just decline over the past 12 years, or was I just much happier when I was younger? Or I don't know. Or like, did things just seem so much better? But no, you realize how no, it's just life. That's how it goes
it's just
for everyone.
Like you gotta keep that spark, you know.
Yeah. Are you Cameron? I know him from Yonder Devs. Yeah, that's me. What's up? No, funny story about that actually. So the other day, my mom's a principal at a school, so I got a call randomly. Middle of the day, I think I was in the car. She calls me, and I'm like, "Hey, what's up, Mom?" And she's like, "Cameron, I have a boy in my office, and he says he knows who you are." And I'm like, "What?" It's like, "Hi, I like Yandere Sim. How are you? I watched Yandere Dev's video," and I'm like, "Oh, cool, thank you." And
how did they know that?
My mom every once in a while will like mention it. She'll be like, "Oh, my son does YouTube," and I guess he must have said, "Oh, what's his?"
Okay,
name?
that's crazy.
So it was it was really out of left field, and I was like, "Oh, do you know Bijuu Mike?" And he goes, "Yeah, I know Bijuu Mike," and I was like, "Oh, cool."
Yeah, I hate him.
He knew you. He didn't know Razbowski, which confused me. But I was like, "Oh, okay." I thought.
I know we're all intertwined.
I thought it would go hand in hand, but I guess not. But yeah, how was it? So you played Among Us with Corey. How was that? Was that? I think that was like your first time like doing like a video together.
Yeah, no, that was a weird moment because I watched
Not to mention Jacksepticeye was there, but yeah.
Yeah, no, that was really crazy. Like shout out to I think Lauren was the one that made that happen, so shout out to Lauren for that.
Oh yeah, Lauren knows Mr. Beast. I don't know how that happened.
No, Lauren she's a hustler, honestly. She's really successful and I got like so much respect for Lauren, honestly. She's always been super, super successful. Like almost in everything she does. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
So like, yeah.
I see her face in a Mr. Beast thumbnail. I'm like, what? Like, you went from small because I kind of saw from afar like her incline. I was always a subscriber, but I saw her go from like a crappy quality gaming YouTuber like most of us, but that was kind of like the prime quality at the time, to where she is now. She's like a jack of all trades, and she's blown up, and I'm like that's crazy.
Yeah.
So like, do you have you ever talked to her about that? Like, oh, you met Mr. Beast. How's that? Like, you know Mr. Beast.
No, we haven't talked in a while. I think we DM'd like maybe like a month or two ago, but that was about it. Yeah, no, I think she reached out to me and like we were just talking, and like she's really down to earth and really cool, but she's just super successful. Now she's got a kid and she's still super successful, and like I gotta hand it to her. Like she deserves the like everything. But yeah, so I mean when I got to play with them, when I got to play with like them, and then so Charlie was there, which is another person I really look up to. And I've always really liked watching. Charlie was there, Jacksepticeye, and all them, and so I don't really get starstruck. I've kind of like gotten over that a long time. Because I know that like if I were to go in there and play with these people that I've looked up to and be like, oh, they would automatically just not respect me at all. So like it's just really just playing with people. But inside it was still cool to say that I got to play with them at least. Like I mean I was glad I got to play with Corey at least once, and then he left YouTube.
Yeah, he just left again. Like I remember when he first did that, he came back and announced that he was in a car crash. Like this was before he had like 1 million subscribers.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
This was when he was still relatively small, compared to now, at least. Jeez. But yeah, he announced his car crash. I'm like, oh my gosh, no wonder. Like, he took some time off. Like, things went fast for him, and like he had a big life experience, and then he did it again. And I'm like, okay, what? So what's happening now? And he's like, yeah, I just needed to. I didn't know where life was going, so I was like, okay, I get it. And then it's just like, oh, there you go. He comes and he goes. He's just around, but he still gets massive. He's like JonTron with his success, but he's surpassed JonTron now. It's like the JonTron effect.
Corey, like, I don't know how to explain it. He has the spark,
and
you can definitely tell, and he's just got it, and he's just really, really funny and just cool, like all around, just really, really great. But no, I don't blame him. I never blamed him for leaving, or stopping, because no matter how successful someone is, or you think they are, you think, oh, like they have millions of dollars, they should probably be really happy, and this and that. Like, it doesn't matter where you're at in life, your mind can get to you, things can get to you, and you can just start to question everything. And, we all have that, this dumb ability to like trick ourselves and to think this and that. And maybe you just needed breaks, and I thought it's really crazy how he can do that and still be just as popular, but it almost like it works for him and his benefit.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny, every break I've taken from YouTube was always at my peak. Like I hit 1,000 subscribers, doing great, I took a break. I hit 2,000, I took a long break, but that was for 1980s mode. But this is the first time I haven't taken a break after a giant milestone, after I did something good for mental health reasons. So yeah, now I'm actually doing good. It shows progress, but yeah, it's kind of crazy how that goes, and I get that mindset because you focus so much on it. And I learned you're much happier not focusing on the numbers. It's much more genuine.
Yeah. That's what I like about Corey, is that like I feel like when you watch him, you can tell like it's he's not really thinking about that like as much. And if you go back to all of his old videos, he was pretty much the same throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
And
I mean, about that like kind of intuition, like with you, I remember you quit your job. You only had like 60,000 subscribers, and as a little boy, I was thinking like, well, man, that's kind of early. But sure enough,
well, if you were at that age, if you were thinking that, then you're probably smarter than I was.
And I was like, that's kind of early. I mean, I hope he does well, but I mean, that's kind of early. I hope it all works out. And next thing you know, you just like got like you hit 100K like almost immediately after, not even too long after that. It was like, it felt quickly at least.
My advice for anyone that wants to do that transition, because a lot of people they'll you think that was early. Some people, especially during quarantine, they've decided to take the leap and just like quit everything and just start streaming and this and that, and they're wondering why it doesn't work. Like, no, you have to.
That's not a good idea. Yeah.
You got to get the momentum. You have to get the ball rolling. Like, I got to a point when I quit, I was making like a decent amount of money, like enough to pay some bills and like basically like half of my income that I was making from a regular job. And I was just thinking, man, if I could just put more work into this, I think I can actually make it work. And I did not think it would last as long as it did. And that was really a leap of faith. But I wouldn't suggest everyone do that, for sure.
Yeah. The Walmart job. Was that the Walmart job?
No. I was, okay, it's weird because I quit Walmart to work a job. The job that I worked has something to do with merchandising, which on paper sounded really good, because you can just go to, my job was to go to Walmart's. So I worked at Walmart, and I quit, and then I had to go to Walmart's, but I didn't work at Walmart. Back.
Yeah.
I can't get away from Walmart. But anyway, like, so anyway, it was this like job I applied for, I think on some app or something, and they called me, and it paid a little more, and it gave me a little more freedom. Like I was able to pick my hours a little bit, so I was like, that sounds amazing. I'm doing YouTube, and I get to like, maybe do more videos because I have more time. So, and they trained me online. There was no in-person training. I only talked to people on the phone, and so I was eventually supposed to go and get in-person training, and they didn't have anyone to train me, so they just sent me out there, and I had no idea what the heck I was doing. I was standing in Walmart for 4 hours. It was the first day. I was like standing there for 4 hours trying to understand what am I supposed to be doing. It's like I'm just this person with this iPad, just like doing absolutely nothing. And I was just thinking, oh my god, I hate this. This is awful.
Just playing cut the rope. Just
I know what I'm doing. Just walking around with this iPad pretending like I knew what I was doing. And I called the guy. I was like, hey, I don't know what I'm doing. And it didn't make any sense. I'm sure the job was actually super easy, but my just small brain cannot comprehend it. You know, I thought I knew, but I didn't know. Yeah. And so this specific thought, like, kept repeating in my mind. I was like, oh, this is it. I'm just gonna quit and I'm gonna go do YouTube and we'll just see how it works out. Yeah. And so I walked out and I called the guy and I said I quit. I was like, I don't get it. I'm just not gonna do it. And then I told my wife and she thought I was crazy, but it just worked out.
Yeah. Okay. So quick thanks to Lewebinator for the $30 donation. I appreciate we hit the 250 milestone. That's awesome. Thank you so much. But yeah, no, that's hilarious though. So did you just try to like pretend like you knew what you were doing? Just like play cut the rope or play doodle jump or something? I don't know. What was iPad back then?
No, it was just absolute like frustration in this whole thing.
Okay, no,
chaos. That's what it felt like.
I have a serious question. Will you try Tsundere Slasher again? I know you were very addicted. Will you ever try
Tsundere Slasher? Wait a minute.
It was one of the
game. I think
you were in like the closet and with the I forgot what you had on, but you were like, "Shut up! I'm playing Tsundere Slasher." I think it was Osiris.
That was 5 years ago. How do you remember that?
Dude, I got that was one of the funniest things I've ever seen you do. Sit in the closet. He's like, I think it was Osiris. Like, what the hell are you doing? I'm playing Tsundere Slasher. Leave me alone.
Yeah, dude. Back in those days, honestly, I miss kind of like those old videos because I don't know. I think I seem more happier. So like, I kind of would go back to those kinds of things and just do dumb things like that.
Gosh, that was.
But
funny.
No, that was. I do remember that specifically. That was in that freaking small apartment. Like, yeah.
I remember being so entertained by those fake Yandere Sim mobile games. Like the ones with the farm music. The one with the farm music on mobile. They fully released that on iPhone and stuff. There's no win to it. It's still a sandbox. There's literally nothing to do.
They're awful games. Honestly, they just there's nothing to do in them at all.
Did you
they're
voice
just
one?
asset. Yeah. I did. Yeah. I did, and they're just bad games, but they get a ton of downloads, and so that's why they kept doing them.
Because it's that Yandere Sim fix, I guess. Mm-hmm. Even though it's as basic as like the 2014 prototype where you just go around and kill people, it's still kind of like that was still fun back then. So I kind of get it, even though they're awful. They are awful. I get it.
Yeah, no. My favorite ones to this day is I wouldn't call it a ripoff, but Sakura School Simulator was the one that was actually kind of fun, and I really liked that game.
Yeah, that's like a weird Yandere Sim Gmod. I noticed, kinda. Mm-hmm. Is that the same one?
Yeah. So they definitely use the same sort of models that Yandere Simulator uses, but there was really no emphasis on killing. But the game is just so freaking wacky and weird. At least they give you objectives in the game, and honestly, it's like playing Grand Theft Auto. In a weird way.
It's really weird Gmod GTA Yandere Simulator deal. I remember first watching it on your channel. I'm like, what is going on? I was so confused the entire time, but it was hilarious for sure. It was I enjoyed it. It was entertaining, and it didn't feel like a rip-off. Like I'm trying to be better than Yandere Simulator. Let's finish.
Oh this. No. No, that's a whole another story, huh?
Yeah, no, you were in the middle of that, weren't you? A bit.
Yeah, I just gave my opinion on it. I was like, man, what? All I was saying is like, why are people saying this is so amazing? I don't see what is so different about this game and better on this.
Build never released. A build never.
It never released. Yeah.
It got canceled, and people still bring it up to this day. People still email him like, "How come a developer made a better version in 2 weeks than you?" And first of all,
yeah.
And, okay, so this person, I'm gonna be vague, but they came back and they apologized to me specifically. Because they specifically wronged me. They wronged me. They went to their server. They told everyone to dislike my video about the situation, and like they lied about something. It was some dumb drama. Now I don't care. They apologized to me, but yeah, they
yeah,
tried.
No, definitely not trying to bring anything back.
Yeah,
or anything like that. Like, I don't care.
But they tried to make it beforehand, another project, and it went on for a couple years, I think. And they canceled that one, and then under the new name, they did this. They just used the same project, and then they used some from another Yandere Sim fan game that got popular that was left, and it was 2 developers, and they just kind of mushed them all together and used the same school from their other game and same mechanics from this game, and they kind of just did a bubblegum and Band-Aids imitation of Yandere Sim. And try to play it off as, oh, this revamped version. And some of the volunteers got a chance to play it, and I was told in private that it was kind of laggy. It wasn't very, very good, and there is no way to win. And it was kind of like, reminded them of those rip-off games, like with quality and like how people walked and stuff.
I mean, yeah, there was no way there was like a lot in it, especially with such a short amount of time. But like, you know, if someone wants to make a game that's inspired by Yandere Simulator, I think it's great. But you know, I think just make it different, right? Like, you know, I think I honestly thought the weirdest thing about that was the fact that it was called Lovesick when, you know, already Yandere Simulator was supposed to be called Lovesick. That was like the biggest red, or the sign that this is going to be competing with the game. So I think if it was just called something else and had, you know, was a little bit different, I don't think anyone would have cared. Like, I think, so I think a game, honestly, when it comes to Yandere games, I think one of the coolest ones was Psycho no Sutaka.
Yes.
Really. No. That game was so good.
Oh my gosh, dude, you have no idea. Literally 3 days ago, I was just browsing YouTube, kind of looking for some nostalgia. I clicked on one of your old videos. You predicted Psycho no Sutaka.
I did. That was the next thing I was gonna say. Watch.
You actually predict. I screen recorded it. You were like, it would be really cool if someone made a Yandere game where the Yandere is chasing you and you have to run away and stuff, like a horror game. That'd be really awesome. And I'm like, this is like 4 years old. He predicted it. It was I think it was a Watashi no Mono video. I don't remember specifically. I might be wrong on that.
Yeah, I can't remember specifically.
But you're like, I hope someone does that instead of trying to just do the Yandere Simulator thing. And sure enough, 3 years. It took someone 3 years or 4 years to do it. You predicted it, and I had.
What can I say?
You completely predicted it.
No, it's because for me, I was thinking of things like Hello Neighbor and how, like, okay, like he breaks into you break into his house, but like he chases you and he comes in your house and like it's scary and this and that. And I was just thinking, like, aren't Yandere supposed to be actually like kind of scary, right? Like they're evil. So, you know, well, whatever. But so I was thinking, what if, like, I was thinking more of like a house, but school, it really doesn't matter. But I was just thinking, like, man, what if you had a game to where, like, you're the senpai, right? And you have to, like, freaking dodge this girl. And then this game came out, and it's so good. It's so scary. Really good.
Yeah. No, I was thinking, I kind of wanted to reprise my programmer abilities and make a Yandere Sim and FNAF fan game. Yeah, I haven't changed.
And nothing has changed, but don't worry, I have my own habits too.
No, FNAF nostalgia came back last year. Like, I totally like kind of blew it off for a while, but it came back like towards the end of last year. I think it was the security breach talk, I guess, kind of brought it back.
Is that the new PS5 game that's coming out?
Yeah, which I'm not even gonna be able to play. Yeah,
because no one can get one.
Yeah, no one can get one, and I am not shelling out for one game. Sorry.
Yeah,
I love
don't blame
FNAF,
me.
but no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. If a Yandere-chan or a Yandere would make a great protagonist or antagonist and like a FNAF style game. Someone's chasing you. They have to find a way in. They have multiple ways to get in, and there's an advanced AI. Maybe it's multiple people. But yeah, I was thinking of doing that, and I did start it because Yenderdev wanted that to be the Halloween thing, but he decided, wait, it would actually be kind of cool because people compare Yandere Sim to FNAF a lot. If he made it and showed how quickly he could do that, just say like, okay, look, there's no big deal. The games aren't really comparable because they're very different.
Yeah, well, I think FNAF is a good kind of what am I trying to say? Like that game also spawned its own genre. Right?
Yeah,
and you could have called like a bunch of games copies, but there ended up being a lot of games that took the same formula and made great games. And I think that that's just another example. But
yeah. Speaking of Hello Neighbor, though, by the way, how are you on time? Do you?
Oh yeah, I mean, what time? I lose track of time. I can talk forever.
Too. Yeah, I lost track of time too.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. We can go on a little bit more.
Okay, just let me know. Because I mean, I'm here for 12 hours. It doesn't affect me.
Oh, yeah,
just let me know. Just let me know.
You got your time. Yeah.
I got time today. But on Hello Neighbor, I really lost interest after the first game. They sent me hide and seek early, which was like I had 800 subscribers at the time. I don't know why they sent it to me early. I don't know how I get these connections with game developers. Well, I don't know what it is. Tiny build, Yandere dev. But
well, you really put yourself out there. Like honestly, that's one thing I've always like thought was cool about you is that like you really do. You have to put yourself out there in life, to really get somewhere. And like I mean, you've had interviews with other like really big YouTubers, and like that's something that scares a lot of people, including me, to like really do that. So that's a skill that I think is really good to have.
Yeah, I almost got Jacksepticeye for a small interview at VidCon. I was so close, but he had to be somewhere, and he was like, "Hey, I'm really sorry. But I have to go to this panel, and I had to come this way. So I'm sorry, but if I catch you again, then sure." He's such a nice guy, but that would have been huge. But yeah, no, I did my best to put myself out there, but and I'm thankful because a lot of people try the same things that I have and don't find success, and really I just have been so motivated to make something of myself that I'm passionate about, and people have always been there to support me, and I'm glad that they see something in me because like I pray about it a lot. Like I want to make something of myself that helps other people, and that's why I like doing stuff like this. But enough about narcissism. Hello Neighbor.
Yeah. Hello Neighbor.
I kind of lost interest after hide and seek, and that's no hate to Tiny Build. But after the main game, I played hide and seek. It was kind of fun, but the objective was so tedious, and I'm like, look. It was tedious enough in the main games, but the objective of just the double, fighting all these items and putting them down, you only have a 4-slot inventory, this cheetah kid's freaking running rampant, and you don't have a lot of time, like, it's an open area, you can't even hide anywhere, it was just, it's difficult, and you didn't even gain new abilities, it was one environment, and I just got really bored being in, like, the square, ultra weird room,
Yeah, I agree. That I wanted to know the story. That was the motivation behind the game, and plus it was actually really scary, especially the first build. I remember being very scared because there was like no music. I don't think.
Yeah, the first
like it was just randomly. I think
the first the Alpha 1 had no music. It had music, but the music for being chased was just blaringly different from the normal music.
Oh,
like the but like it was absolutely
they updated it.
And I was so sad when they did, because I was like, dude, that was perfect. They brought it back for like one part of the end, of the main game, but it wasn't the same. And then it just turned into, I remember, funny, you did something, it was like, you started, like, making fun of it in one of your videos. I thought it was hilarious. Just a bass guitar.
Yeah, I mean, dude, people do, sometimes some of these games drive me insane when I'm making videos about them, because, like, you try for, like, 6 hours to beat this stupid crap, and you just wonder what you're doing with your life at that point. Like, I think it got really hard and glitchy, and
yes,
that was one of the things. And again, the story. So the story was the biggest motivator, but then it became so freaking confusing, and then it turned out, spoiler, to all be a dream. So
yeah, I know. Yeah,
that was really what did it.
I think that I was satisfied, kind of, with that ending, because of the way, like, the outro was made. It was kind of like a happy ending in a weird way, because he was like, "Oh, I feel better," and then he had a funny voice line. That made me laugh.
Yeah.
And then it was the credits, and it was sweet music. I was like, okay, that's kind of sweet. And I was like, I miss the days of having fun. But then I look back at it, and I'm like, yo, that lost so much potential. The original concept, there was a lot of glitches, but they were few and far between. Like, there was one big glitch, and there were two. It was, you fly with a trash can.
The trash can, yeah.
And you could get the neighbor stuck in your house. But other than that, the physics weren't that horrible. I don't know.
The AI part, right? It was kind of like...
It wasn't until like Alpha 3 or Alpha 4 or like Beta, from Alpha 3 to Beta 3.
Mm-hmm.
That's when, like, slowly but surely the physics just went gone, and they try to kind of turn it into a platformer.
Oh man, I'm already getting mad from when the key items that you need would glitch out of the map. And
I know, they would fall, they'd go through the wall.
You just wasted all of your time. That's probably one of the biggest things that killed it for a lot of people.
Yeah, Markiplier stopped after Beta 3. He couldn't get through the tutorial because the door went like when he tried to open it in the intro. And what happened to that story where the neighbor's a house squatter? Like, he comes into your, like, house out of nowhere. Like, you're moving into this house, he steals it, and he builds, like, what happened to that? That was such a good story. And it was like, oh no, he's your old creepy pedophile neighbor or something like that.
Yeah, well, the books, honestly, I like the books. I read it and I enjoyed that. It kind of, because it did put things together, and it is an interesting story. But the problem is, in Hello Neighbor, there's no freaking talking. So, like, it's nice when you can read words and there's a story, but when they're just like, ugh, and just like, they don't really make they don't talk or say anything. So I don't know. I can't say I know what would fix the game. I mean, the glitches would have definitely helped to not be there, but I don't know if I could have done it better.
And
I just think the first thing was scarier, and I like the first alpha.
The first alpha?
Alpha.
Yeah, no, it was Alpha 1. Alpha 2 was when it was the beginning of the end. Alpha 2 was still good. I remember having really good memories of Alpha 2. But that was kind of like art styles started to shift, and pre-alpha and Alpha 1 were made completely by dynamic pixels. And I'm not, fair disclaimer, I'm no hate to Tiny Build, none of that. But Tiny Build came along at Alpha 2. And then they started pumping out new assets, but it started to get buggier and buggier. And I was like, okay, it's an alpha, it's a beta. It'll get better. There was a lot of bug fixes between Beta 3 and the release, but not enough. Because by the time of the final game, you would still see the neighbor just freak out, do a 360 just in the intro cutscene. Like, he would still just freak out. He did a 360, get there, and he just appear in front of you. Like, you'd see the behind of him, and he's just doing this, like he's wax on, wax off, the complete air, and he does absolutely nothing. You just see the back of his hair and his bald spot. It's absolutely okay, the game's supposed to be done, and I'm like, okay, I get that. There wasn't updates to fix it. Like, I played it like a couple, like last year. That was years after it already released. I played it last year and it was still buggy.
And so could you say it kind of suffered the same, not on a nearly bigger scale or big scale, but like Cyberpunk, you know, it's like you're paying for the full game, but they're still very buggy, and it's just frustrating for people.
Yeah, because a lot of people paid at Alpha 1. They were so excited for it. Alpha 1 blew up the game. The prototype looked so good. The Kickstarter failed because there was no hype around it when they made the Kickstarter. I feel like if it got bigger, Tiny Build helped promote it, and then they helped finish it. I don't know, just a weird part of me feels like maybe if it was finished without all the hype, it would have been a much better game. I feel like with Tiny Build, there was a lot more pressure to finish the game because it was so popular. Because when you get big in the alpha stages, I mean, I know this with working with the underdev, you want to get it out. You're worried about time. You don't know how long the game is going to be alive for.
Yeah, I know that personally, just from like, you always have to feel like you have to be timely with things because you're going to be left behind. Yeah, I know that feeling.
Yandere Simulator's gotten lucky. It's still going. It's still going and it's still popular. But
yeah, I think there's a pretty big fan base still, you know. And
yeah, I told him, if you released the crowdfunding like a week after 80s mode, I think it still would be a success. He wants to wait till the character models are in the game, the new ones.
Yeah, that's gonna be so weird. Like, not in a bad way, but just so weird to see different characters. I don't even know how. Yeah, it's gonna be weird.
Like, it's gonna feel like a different game, but I'm excited for it.
Yeah, that'll be very interesting to see.
I haven't seen them, but I know some of the people who might have made them, and I know they're very talented. And based off of just what I've seen, the facial expressions and like some of the blurred images, like they look like they're gonna be really good, like blue reflection level good. So that's exciting.
Really?
Yeah.
How about that anime game, right? It's not like an anime game, but it's like very anime-esque.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I played it a little bit.
Yeah, I think I remember you playing it a bit, but yeah. So I'm excited to see how that goes. Now I can't specifically say I've seen them because I haven't, but from what I've seen, I even in the blurred images, it looks good. Look, it's gonna be really good. But with Hello Neighbor 2, your video on it, you're one of the only videos I watched of it. It's freaking hilarious.
I was so mad
because you gave up. You kind of gave up. Like, you're like,
I did.
He grabbed you out of nowhere. He just stood there, and you were just like, you just kind of looked at him, and the next thing you know, like, you'd move an inch, and next thing you know, he teleports. He has you, and you're just like, I don't even know what to do anymore.
Well, to be fair, it was an alpha, which is supposed to be really buggy, and okay, so I could give it that. But yeah, no, when I played the Hello Neighbor 2, the cutscene that was supposed to show you where the key was yeah, it was glitched out. So that was the only indication to tell you what to do, and so I didn't know what to do because it was glitched. As far as I remember, I am very dumb. So let that be known. I'm very dumb. So I do miss a lot of very obvious things, but I could not figure out what to do. So I was just frustrated. I was like, what do I do? And I was probably just it was a bad day for me as well recording that. Yeah. So.
But it was entertaining because it was like it was entertaining for me because I could relate. Playing hide and seek, at least I felt the same way, because like that little cheetah kid, I still don't know the story behind that, and I kind of lost interest after the game. That little cheetah bastard just flew up and went on top of me out of nowhere. I don't know how, and it just like ruined the. I'm like, okay, what did I do? I don't know how to play this. And it was only the early access, I believe, was like on the iPad, I think. So yeah, I had a screen recorded on my phone. And so that just led to looking like this the entire time, which isn't very. So I just never released the YouTube video on it.
Yeah, I feel like most people didn't even know that game was coming out.
The problem with Hello Neighbor is it was so rushed, and the lack of content because of the original, the lack of new content from the original one besides the 2 acts, and then it turning out to be a dream. And then again, there was a lot of new content. That was bad way. There was a lot of new content, but the ending kind of disengaged viewers. Okay, I know the story now, and it's a letdown. But then there's a sequel. I thought this was a dream. Okay, but it's a prequel now all of a sudden. So yeah.
Yeah, what I think really happened is that, which a lot of shows and things suffer, is that they don't know what they want to do at first, and then eventually they figure out what they want to do, and that's later on. And there's a problem too, especially with anime. I know it's a big deal, because especially when something's really popular, they kind of keep it going, and it just doesn't really make any sense anymore.
Yeah.
But it's printing money, so they want to keep doing it. It's much like when a series does good, like how I pump out videos or something.
Right.
You're milking is the good word for it. But
only OGs will remember Mr. Ferguson.
Yeah, Mr. Ferguson. That's what. Yeah,
that's what she used to call him. That's what she used to call him.
His name was actually Mr. Wilson, though, right? Wasn't it?
No, Jacksepticeye made that up.
I thought. Sure. What was his actual name then? Because I did a whole video about it and I forgot.
I don't know if it was revealed. It was
Maybe it's in the books. Yeah, it's in the books.
Oh, it's in the books.
I can't remember the name. Yeah.
See, that sounds interesting. Maybe I should read the books, but that would sound interesting. But at the same time, you could have made it cool. There was a whole science video on the Game Theory channel proving that it is plausible for a shark to be harbored into the house. There was a whole science video proving that his house was doable, even though it would probably collapse really soon. But you have the realism, somewhat canonical realism. You could have made it work. But you made me cry. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm being really critical.
Yeah, his backstory too.
I'm being critical.
Yeah, his backstory too.
Oh yeah, go for it. Sorry.
Sorry. Go. I was saying he had a sad backstory too, which I wish they would have focused more on. Again, the books. The books were good, but I just wish the game was more like the books.
Yeah, that's another thing. They added so much backstory and exposition during the dream sequences. And then they just kind of, oh, never mind, it was a dream. Never mind. We build up the story. Oh, never mind. Okay, my wife died. Oh, wait, dream now. It's so confusing.
Yeah.
But wait, so were those his kids? The one in the cheetah suit? Was that his little son?
Yeah, actually, yeah, they are. Yeah.
Oh, so they're just a family of people who like to harass you.
Yeah, you know what? I think that's when I actually enjoyed the story. Yeah. No, that's when I actually enjoyed the story the most, is hide and seek story, to be honest. Because they've made a little more sense. And again, that's when I read the book. So maybe it was just me personally that put it all together. It made a little more sense, and it had kind of a good ending, or at least shocking ending. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I'd drop in completely, but yeah, it's definitely just not as popular as it used to be. But I think I'd still, see what they do. And
Luigi, you could say his name. I'd love to know what the Hello Neighbor's name is. I'd like to. Yeah, that'd be good. But hide and seek story seemed good. The intro cutscene seemed good and engaging. It was just the gameplay that made me so lose everything. The alpha gameplay, the early access gameplay that they're advertising for free to YouTubers.
Yeah, it's like Baldi. Very frustrating.
But Baldi, that's different in the sense, though. The gameplay is engaging. It's so hard. You want to get there, and it's not very repetitive because there's an infinite amount of ways to do it. It's meant to be.
It wasn't glitchy.
It wasn't glitchy. Not at all.
Not at all.
And what you'd think was a glitch was intentional because, it was very satirical in a lot of ways. The ruler. I miss your ruler memes. You just like impact sounds, I noticed. With the counselor, when the counselor was out at the end, you just slammed your table all the time.
Yeah,
put in the sound effect.
So dumb. I'm so simple-minded. I just like loud noises and I like screaming and
you don't know. One of my favorite skits with you is like whenever you reenact something from games, like with Mel pretending to be the counselor, like you're sleeping with the yandere chandel, and you're like delinquents, and like every time it's just the delinquents.
Yeah, that I understand. Like even I know like that energy is like usually the best. Like just dumb things. Like,
so funny.
Those are fun to watch.
Those are so funny. And I remember,
I would like to capture that energy again.
Sorry, for a while you did hey guys, Bijuu Mike here, but first turn in the grass or something like that. Like that was those were good too. But his full name is Theodore Masters Peterson.
Peterson, yeah.
They could have gone with Ferguson.
They should have. Yeah, they should have. Peterson, yeah, actually, Mr. Peterson, yeah, yep.
So it's been a while since I've asked you this question, and I'm sure I would have known by now if this did happen. Have you been able to talk to Dan TDM yet? There's several sagas. He notices you in Hello Neighbor. He says Bijuu. He says, although a lot of you think I have a brother, and it's definitely not that person. So he acknowledges your existence.
Yeah, I've had like this close encounters with Dan TDM. He's like freaking Bigfoot to me.
You've had Indigo just do it for you. Just put you in a song called Hey Guys, Dan TDM here, and the Gotta Sweep song.
Yeah, Indigo really tried.
He tried so hard. I mean, he could have got PewDiePie to notice you before he got freaking Dan TDM to notice you. Like, it would have been easier for that, it seems.
Yeah, this is the thing. Like, the thing is that I think that I was looked at in a negative light to Dan TDM for good reason. I can't even blame him. But it's not like that. It was never like that. Yeah. But I think he just thought I was annoying, and he just doesn't want to recognize me at all. But like, the funny part is that a lot of people he follows in contact and is in contact with, he'll reply to them. I know all of those people, and I've talked to them. So like,
you could in theory.
I would hope that he would understand that I'm really not like that. Like, I just made dumb videos. If you even watched them, you would see how dumb they actually are. Like, I thought, like in my head, when I was making those videos, that it was just so obviously satire.
Satire, yeah.
Like, I wasn't one of those. I was trying not to be one of those cringy videos that's like, hey guys, I'm calling.
KSI has cancer.
I'm calling Bindi, and he answered, and he called my mom. Or
you made fun of those.
Yeah, I made fun of them on purpose. That was the same energy, the same exact energy as the same one, and it was all out of jokes because people kept calling me Dan TDM's brother.
I remember you did those jokes so many times that when you announced your interview with Yandere Dove, you're like, no, this is not a joke. I'm actually going to have a call with Yandere Dove. You could ask questions. Like, I remember that. So, I guess from his perspective, if it is potentially negative, I guess he just saw this YouTuber guy getting millions of views that he's never heard of because of Dan TDM. When in actuality, you already had a set base at that point in time, and those only got big because people knew who you were, and then they made the comparisons all the time. And then probably some were just looking up Dan TDM brother. Probably some.
It was so weird. Like, I've actually done that with other people. It wasn't just Dan TDM.
Mm-hmm.
I made videos about PewDiePie. I made videos about
you said Jacksepticeye was your cousin, or something like that.
Yeah, I made a lot of dumb videos. Like, I made that whole copying YouTubers that copied each other. You know, like, I just love to do that dumb crap, and so people they would take it the wrong way.
The top trend central amazing 360. Where we talk about the top things. I remember that. That's freaking hilarious. You did like with the cringy emojis and stuff. That was so funny. And you just dropped that out of nowhere. You didn't even like add the extra context.
I thought of it in the shower. I thought of that idea in the shower. And I just did it.
It's so funny. But I feel like only like the core audience gets it. Like if someone randomly saw that. Yeah. But I think that is actually a good idea to build like a fan base. Because if you have like core inside jokes that a lot of people will understand, because those videos get hundreds of thousands of views, then like more like they'll like you more and more, and like they'll grow more and more of a connection with you. And I think that's why you've had a lot of staying power. because not everyone will understand. Like, not everybody can relate to abusing a questionably sentient doll, Clarence. But I still can't get over the story of Clarence. Your grandma got it for you. You made a joke video, somehow got a black smudge on its face from, like, you pretending to be, like, I think it was, like, a rock band or something like that. And then it was, like, something like that. You pretended to be a band. You had black paint or something.
Basically. I was trying to revive a band that I liked that disbanded.
I was about to say My Chemical Romance, but then you said...
It is, yeah.
It is My Chemical Romance. I thought they came back.
So they did. And you
know
what? And you're welcome. It worked. It took a few years, but it worked. Like, for everyone that likes MCR,
so you used to dye your hair
no one even knows. Nobody even knows that we revived them, but we don't get no credit around here.
You make Soiko no Sutoka, you revive My Chemical Romance, and you get no credit for it.
Seriously, where's the respect around here? Yeah.
You're dancing with his brother, a neglected brother. You're Jackson's guy's cousin. You get no credit. It's as simple as that. No.
Yeah, I got no respect around here.
I thought, Luigi Sake asked Luigi's sake. That's your fault. I say Luigi Sake because of you. That's your fault.
Yeah, that is my fault. I mean, it's spelled the same.
It's a habit, though. But isn't there, like, an accent mark isn't there? Right? Or am I wrong?
I mean, yeah, I know it's sake. I'm sure I just say things dumb.
Where is How to Catch a Teacher? It's been 3 years. How to Catch a Cheater. Where is it? It's been 3 years.
Just honestly, I just stopped because it started.
You have so much content.
Now I know, right?
1980s, but you got a whole cast. Journalist, headmaster, dating.
I don't know. I just honestly lost motivation. They took so long to make, and that was it. I just lost motivation. It started off as a meme from H3H3 when they would make fun of How to Catch a Cheater.
Yes.
Or how to something, whatever it's called.
It was similar to How to Catch. It was To Catch a Cheater. It was funnily, they were making fun of To Catch a Predator, and then To Catch a Cheater, and then How to. Yeah.
No, so there was this YouTube channel out there that did clickbait videos, and they were all fake, really fake.
Something like 13-years against each other. And
they're still out there with a new channel doing other videos and stuff like that. Like
they got
I mean, whatever. I'm sure they're rich, whatever. But that was the whole thing, and I just used Yandere Simulator, and I unintentionally made like a show out of it, and
no, but it's funny because thinking about that, thinking back to that, I just put that connection together. Ayano represents, or a Yandere-chan with eye patch represents so much of what those crappy YouTubers they're just so manipulative, and they're just doing it for content, and that's kind of what Yandere-chan with eye patch is all about. It was perfect. That's hilarious.
That was the whole that was the whole joke, and
they have no morals, so Yandere-chan will just kill people in the series.
Yeah, I never wrote a script for those at all. I just did them off the top of my head.
That makes it funnier.
Yeah, I never ever wrote anything. I've never written a script for a video. I don't think ever.
Bring back Lil Riku.
Lil Riku.
Bring back Lil Riku. Gosh,
I just like this in this day of age. I don't think anyone would really enjoy it like they did before. I think it was its own time. That's what I feel like.
No, I get that. It might be a cool thing for the original audience, maybe, but if that takes so much time, I get that. I think the longest I've spent on a video, which, by the way, how are you on time?
Oh, yeah, I do have to go soon, but I'm fine. I probably should go soon, actually, just because I need to do work, but I have no problems spending hours talking. That's my problem.
Yeah. So, 10 more minutes?
Sure.
Okay. So, the longest I spent on a video is 6 months. If not more.
Dang, I couldn't imagine that. It's like a movie.
No, it turned out to be about feature length. My interview with Yandere Dev and the commentary prior. Most of it was spent on the commentary and the research. But yeah, it was kind of my way of just making sure my career opportunity was good because of the stuff going on at the time, and because of the crap I was getting at the time. I don't want to get too much into it. But I'm glad I made it. It was very positively received.
That's good.
I was scared that it wouldn't be, but yeah, so that made me pretty happy, and it actually did help Yandere Dev in a way. Yeah, he emailed, or he messaged me. He was like, "Yeah, I've been getting emails that people watched your video, and they're actually like getting faith again. They're actually like feeling like they've been misled or something like that, something along those lines." And I'm like, "Well, that's good," but yeah. So that was reassuring.
That's good.
Did anybody ever get on you about that?
Oh yeah, I made a video talking
remember
about
that.
it. Like, yeah, I mean, just the fact that I play the game is enough for people to like message you, be like, "Why are you still playing the game?" This and that. But I don't know. I mean, I think everyone, you're allowed to have your own opinion. I just think that like everything's too sensational, and like people just latch on to something and without really knowing if it's true or not, and this and that, and I don't know. I just like the game. Like, I'm not just gonna delete my entire freaking history of like, what built my channel just because of this and that. Like, if someone, like, whether or not someone's guilty or not, like, has nothing to do with me.
Yeah. So, how sensational do you think the final build will be? Like, personally.
The final build, like the game's done, like charging for it, like that kind of thing.
Yeah, like how.
Assuming it will...
Oh yeah, definitely. I'd hope so.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I
just for you,
I mean,
like as a person, it's been like.
Like closing a chapter almost, like it's done, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be crazy. But I kind of felt the way I felt the same way about Asano, in a way. Like, not that it was done forever, but just like wow, it's crazy this is actually here. So I feel like it'll probably just be really similar to that, to be honest.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
I think I'm even more interested to see like what Yandere Dev would do next.
I just had him on.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, I just had him on the stream. He was like, there are 2 games that I've wanted to make that I started making beforehand that I didn't have enough assets for. That would be cool to come back to, and one he like absolutely wants to do before like he if that's the last thing he does in his entire life, it's one game he wants to make. So he definitely doesn't plan on stopping. I wonder if before or in between he'll make a sequel, because with the concept it'll be done. Like, and if you think about it, you could just make an update. Like, you could do what Hitman does. Make an updated version of the game. You can change the environment a bit. Maybe change the school, but you can use the same or slightly updated character models, slightly updated music, slightly updated UI, and generally the same assets and the same universe. Now you could probably...
Yeah, I mean, one thing that I really like about Yandere Simulator is the story is actually pretty good. Like and I've actually seen that response from a lot of people, even people that don't, technically like Yandere Simulator or the game. They're like, you know what, the story's actually pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, who knows?
Yeah. Now, one last question about Yandere Sim is, because we got like 5 minutes left, is what was it like meeting the developer of himself? And not only did you meet him, like just meet him, you met him before, I think it was right before he did a face, like that was like your reveal to him, like his face reveal to you. That was when he was still just an anime figurehead.
Yeah, that was probably at Anime Expo, huh?
Yeah, it was at Anime Expo. How was that? Was that like...
I mean, that, like, a lot of people think that, like, I know him personally and this and that, but the only interactions I've ever had is just at Anime Expo, and they've always been really positive. Like, it was cool. Like, we went over there, and just seeing all the fans, and everyone was super excited. It was super positive, and everyone was just, like, having fun. And, like, you can tell he was having fun, too. People were just, like, sending, or, giving him arts, and, like, it was a cool experience, especially back then, and that's really it. I feel like I was awkward, but other than that, like,
looking back on that, I'm like, yeah, no, because when I first ran into you at VidCon, You were like super awkward. You're like, oh hey, I'm glad you like the videos, and you signed my thing and you described, and I was just really excited. But then the second, it was like the second or third time I ran into you. Like we just had like an hour long conversation, and we talked for a while, and like it was like we had known each other for a while, and that was like one of the cool things. Like you like we kind of came out of our shell, and then you like tweeted about me or something like that. I think because I made a joke to you in person.
I think you're the whole reason for the bike meme, the Bijuu bike meme. I think.
Yeah, because you called yourself. You like twisted one of the names around, and then I did it for like another name, and it was either Bijuu bike, it was, something like that. I remember that.
Yeah, that was the first and only time I've ever went to VidCon, and that was a crazy experience because like I've never met so many people in my life, like just randomly come up to me. Like it was crazy. And I saw you like 3 times through the whole thing. Like you're the reason I remembered you is because you kept coming up to me. Like it was like 3 or 4 times if I remember correctly, and you had this like Five Nights at Freddy's shirt or something.
Yes, the third time I came up to you I had a Five Nights at Freddy's shirt. Yeah, it was a different day. It was different days though.
I was there the whole thing.
I met you first at like a MatPat event in the crowd. I was just trying to get on stage, and then of course he picks the person next to me. Of course, that's why. He picks the person next to me. So when that happens, I saw you, and I didn't want to bother the event, but I also really wanted to meet you because I'd known you, and like I was like, oh my gosh, it's Bijuu Mike, and you were like what 600, 500K subs at the time.
That was the first time that I've like had a crowd around me. Like it was so weird. I didn't even know. I was super awkward because I've never happened before.
And I knew the event was gonna close after that, so I wanted to get a picture with you while I still could. So I did, and I got an autograph, and I was like, it was really cool to meet you. I love the Under Sim stuff. And I think that's what I said. I haven't changed. And then we had a whole conversation. Like, I think it was the next day. We ran into each other at one point that next day. And then again.
I think I was, like, waiting in line or something. I can't remember.
And I was like, hi. And you were like, oh, hey. And then again, another time. And that's when we had a big old conversation. So, yeah, that's how we kind of, like, connected. And I was like, yeah, one day I want to make a game of my own. And I want to do something in video games one day. And I also want to be a YouTuber. And then you pulled up my channel, and I was like, oh my gosh, what the heck is happening? That was crazy. So
yeah, no, it's cool to talk to people that watch you and just like really just talk to them like a human and that's what I've always thought. Like people, it sucks when people are just like going crazy when it's really doesn't have to be like that.
Yeah, I learned that my second VidCon because the first VidCon I was like, oh my gosh, but then I'm like, after talking to so many people that like I was starstruck by, it got really easy. It was more like, oh my gosh, hey, it's cool to meet you, instead of like, like
yeah, because like how do you respond to that? Like, there's no way.
I kind of like what other YouTubers do. Some like in videos are like they'll just scream back. It's just like I think that's a funny way to respond to it. All right.
Yeah.
I guess my last question is, how tall am I?
Oh, probably taller than me, I bet.
When I met you, I was like, what, 5'6"?
Well, naturally, yeah. I'm sure you were short, but
give a wild guess.
You're probably, I don't know. I'm just gonna say 6 foot.
Wow. 6'1". You did it. Good job. 6'1".
I don't know how I knew that, but I knew somehow you were gonna be taller than me because, like, even my nephew, who like I have a nephew, and dude, he's just growing, and he's gonna be taller than me, and I just look like an idiot.
Yeah, no.
I'm natural or normal height. I'm okay with my height.
Yeah, no, but like, I towered over Jacksepticeye at VidCon 2019. I was like 5'11" at the time.
Yeah.
I towered over him, and I was like, I knew you were that short. And then I see him next to PewDiePie, and PewDiePie's like, I'm at 5'11". I'm like, no, you're not. Shut up.
Yeah, PewDiePie is short. He doesn't.
I met Jack. I met Jack. I know.
And
how
also,
tall you are.
Markiplier is very short, right?
He is a midget, dude. Well, actually, he's about as tall. He's a little shorter than Jacksepticeye, but
yeah.
So he's like 4 foot, like, not 4 foot. No, sorry, 5 foot 4 or 5'5" or something like that. Or something like that. Maybe not that short. Maybe a little higher, taller than that. But yeah. So wow. So yeah, I remember you first seeing School Day 9, and you're like, oh, so my boy Cameron made a track for the game. I had no idea he made music, and I'm like, oh my gosh, he actually, that's so cool that he actually like pointed me out, and I like, you've always kind of like remembered me, and you've never like. You always stayed true to like those early bases, so I always appreciated that, and to have you on was like a blessing. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, you've always been, you've always been really respectful, and again, I just want to like, just seeing you go from just being, just that person I met at VidCon. I mean, I think it'd be really cool to see you just like go and do some really cool stuff, right? Like,
Yeah,
I think everyone wants that encouragement, and like I want that for everyone. So I think it's really cool. You have some like traits that I wish I would have had when I was your age, because I'd be so much better off. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, man. No, I'm a mess. I wish I had that the kind of perseverance that you have.
Yeah, it's sometimes I feel like I'm going crazy, but like, I mean, yeah.
Oh, but I want to like congratulate you on the move. By the way, Mel told me about that.
Yeah.
A while ago. So yeah, that was that's like halfway across the country. So like, yeah, congrats on the move.
The drive sucked really bad, but here we are.
But
yeah, no, but it doesn't matter. Like, I'm always home anyway, so it just never matters like where I live. I could live anywhere, and it's just me making videos.
Gas prices are better though.
Gas prices are way better.
I mean,
yeah, I know.
Better,
I wasn't
better than where you were, but not. You know what I mean? Not.
I think I heard in California they're like $7 a gallon.
Right now right now like they just hit $7. Where I live.
Who's that?
Yeah, where I live, they were like at their worst a couple of years ago. They were like at $1.89. They're already at $3.20.
Yeah.
Always root for Luke just donated. What a way to end. What a way to close. Thank you for the $20 donation, and thank you for stopping by, buddy. It's been a while. We should catch up sometime. It's been a few months. I appreciate that. Anyways, to you, it was good to catch up. How have my energy skills? Have they gotten better?
Oh yeah, it's great. It's just like having a conversation. But no, yeah, I think it's great. Keep it up.
I never had a solid topic back in so I would spend like 2 minutes like, let me think. No, but I actually made sure I had some ideas of what I wanted to talk about this time around with both you and Raz and Dev. So yeah, I hope I've improved over 3 or 4 years. I hope so.
No, yeah. Keep
but
going.
Yeah, no, you keep going. Okay. Thanks for being a big inspiration, though. Seriously, and thanks for always being a good role model, a good friend. It's kind of crazy that you've always like been there whenever I like needed help. So I've always appreciated that. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, same to you. Thanks for always supporting me, and just like, the reason why people stand out is because I notice they come back, and like, obviously it's hard to notice thousands of people, but some stand out, and you were definitely one of the ones that stood out.
Yeah.
And, so yeah, well, thank you.
Yeah, no, every once in a while I'll get a notification from like an old comment from years ago on your channel, and it'll be like, oh my gosh, Cameron's here. And I'm like, oh, I hope I didn't say anything bad, because like,
yeah, no, you literally forget that you say some stuff sometimes.
Yeah, no, because I commented on a Watashi no Mono video, and to some that could be a controversial subject in the Anderson community because of what happened later on. So I was like, I hope I didn't say anything bad. But no, it was just me laughing at something that happened in the video. But yeah, thanks for joining me. I really appreciate you supporting the cause and bringing your audience over. And yeah, we went longer than expected, but yeah, Razbowski is going to come on He said 5 EST. Okay, so we got about an hour and a half. So yeah.
All right,
my viewers.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. How busy are you? My viewers keep begging me to ask you. Someone donated me and asked if you could play Crab Game with viewers if you had a chance.
I already did. That's actually yesterday's video.
I know. I saw you tweet about it.
Yeah.
They wanted you to do it on the stream, but I didn't want to ask you because I felt like that'd be too much to ask. But
yeah, well, I wouldn't mind if.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I get it. I totally get that. Yeah. I mean, maybe if we would have first started it, sure, but yeah. But
yeah, no. I already had a list of questions though, so I couldn't stop it. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully they understand, and I mean, thank you to them for donating for a good cause anyway.
You donated to a good cause.
Yeah.
maybe another time. Maybe.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining me though. It means a lot. And I'll talk to you soon, man.
All right. Later.
All right. Later.